I'm convinced that one of the reasons why so many people feel stuck right now is because of the fact that we have information overload, right? We have so much out there, so many different ways to go, so many different opinions, so many different examples that we can get so caught up in what everyone else is doing that we are not tuning into our own journey. Welcome to the Career Changemaker podcast, where we focus on owning your career journey and making impact through the work that you do. Whether you're looking to pivot, transition into leadership, or reimagine your career completely, this podcast is for you. We'll unpack career development strategies, leadership insights, and the mindset shifts needed to thrive in your career. Being a career changemaker means taking control and shaping your professional path with intention. I'm your host, lawyer turned career and leadership development specialist, Janine Esbrand. So if you're ready for candid conversations that are going to help you grow, keep listening. Hello, and welcome to the show. I am excited that you are here. This is the last episode of this season of the podcast. We have been digging into unapologetic leadership this season, and we have heard about leadership from different perspectives. We've heard about different leadership journeys, and my hope is that you've taken away some gems that you're able to apply to your leadership journey, whether that is you leading in your home, leading in your life, leading in your career, or leading in your business. There's so many golden nuggets that we were able to dig into with various guests this season. So many good episodes, and I encourage you to go and listen to them all. A few that really stood out to me and that resonated with me were episode 278 with Jerisha Hawk, where she talked about redefining success, and she shared about her journey as someone who built a multi-million-dollar business and then took a step back, took a sabbatical, and then came back from that sabbatical and has rebuilt her business to a level of success, but in a different way, without the hustle and with a little bit more intention. She also talked about how she's navigated divorce in that season and is now gearing up for her wedding, just so much. There was so much in there, so much growth, so much development, and just so much wisdom. So I highly recommend you listen to that episode. Also, check out the episode with Ariel Belgrave, where she was digging into the power and importance of wellness and how we need to be viewing wellness differently and recognize that it doesn't have to be hard, but it's absolutely necessary. As people who are busy and who are trying to do a lot of things, wear a lot of hats, we cannot overlook the fact that our health is wealth. It's so important to prioritize our health, especially as we get older. You can't take for granted that your body's always going to bounce back from seasons of intense stress and, activity. So I like the fact that she was giving us some really tangible, practical tips on how we can prioritize our wellness. Another episode you want to make sure that you listen to is episode 281 with Kofi Bempa. He is somebody who transitioned from being a corporate finance lawyer to running his own sustainability company, and just hearing him talk about what it takes to be successful and having a willingness to learn and fail and learn and grow was really refreshing. So listen to that episode and the episode we just had last week, which was on building confidence with Lauren Curry, the founder of Upfront. She gave some really incredible tips around perspective on confidence and the fact that confidence isn't a trait, it's a skill. It's something that you will build over time. And so many of the incredible women that I coach and that I work with often wait to feel more confident before they do the thing that they want to do, not fully appreciating that doing the thing that they want to do is going to build their confidence. So that episode was really good also. So many gems. I'd love to hear from you. If you've been tuning in over the last few months, what has been your favorite episode and why? Shoot me a message over on LinkedIn. I will respond to you there, or you can drop us an email as well. But I always love to hear how this podcast is resonating with you wherever you are in the world. So the thing that I wanted to just touch on this episode is common theme that I noticed amongst all of the guests. Now, they came from different places, different perspectives, different backgrounds, industries, right? All different perspectives. But the common thread that I noticed was their ability to embrace change when change was required. So I think that when we are navigating our careers in different directions or at different levels, it can be really easy to have a inclination to stay where we are, right? Because it's safe, because it's comfortable, but sometimes a change is required. And each of these guests talk about their transitions and talked about what they were doing before and what they're doing next. And don't get me wrong, I know that making change is not easy, but sometimes the change is necessary. And what is on the other side of the change is something so beautiful, more beautiful than you could have imagined, and is a new version of you. It's a version of you that has endured challenge and that has come out the other side and therefore has grown. So I want to encourage you to embrace change. And I know that one of the barriers to that is people feeling unsure or confused about what their next season needs to look like. And I'm convinced that one of the reasons why so many people feel stuck right now is because of the fact that we have information overload, right? We have so much out there, so many different ways to go, so many different opinions, so many different examples that we can get so caught up in what everyone else is doing that we are not tuning into our own journey. So when I think about sharing all the perspectives of the guests that came on this show, not sharing them to say that you should be following any of the paths that you've heard, but instead sharing as inspiration of what is possible. But there is a time for you to really take a step back and think about what is it for you? What is important for you in this season? What is it that you are called to do? I was having a conversation with my son this morning and he was asking me what the World Wide Web is. And I said to him, the World Wide Web, that's the internet. And he's like, the internet? Why do they call it the World Wide Web? I was like, well, that's why you put www in every browser when you're searching for a website, because it's short for World Wide Web. And then we got into a conversation about what life looked like before the internet. And I was telling him I actually remember when the internet first came in and we had this massive computer on my dining room table that had a black screen and green writing. We had dial-up broadband and we had to wait so long to be able to get on there. And I was thinking about the fact that back then we had a different approach when we were looking to do new things, right? And I was fairly young back then, right? I'm not saying I had loads of experience at that time, but there was less noise, right? There was less noise. And so when people were thinking about what they're going to do next, when they're contemplating their next move, they may speak to family and friends, they may get perspective from their immediate circles, but they weren't getting perspective from hundreds of people by scrolling social media every day. Right. And I think nowadays it's so easy to go down a rabbit hole of observing other people, of ingesting other people's perspectives, that we don't take the time to take a step back for ourselves and really go inward and really assess what is right for me in this season of my life, what is right for me in this season of my career, what is right for me in this season of my business. And so my encouragement to you is take all that you've heard over this season and allow it to percolate, and then take some time for you to assess what's next. What's the next thing for you? And the next thing for you may look like staying where you are, but how do you want to be showing up in this next season where you are? It might look like going and pivoting into something else. It might look like growing your own thing. It might look like really leaning into leading well in the role that you're in. And so I think that now is a time for you to reflect, and I encourage you to take that reflection time. When I have been working with one-to-one clients recently, I've noticed that for many people, taking the time to pause and reflect is really refreshing for them. And the incredible women that I've been working with lately have been the type who are looking to figure out what their next level of leadership looks like. They are people who have recently secured that director level role or that VP role, or they are the people who have left corporate and started their own consulting business, or they've started their own service-based business. And they are now like, okay, I'm here, I've arrived. I know that this is where I want to be, but now how do I show up? Because the way I've been showing up before, either as a more junior employee or as an employee of someone else, isn't how I need to show up now. But what does that now look like? So we've been working a lot on helping people to understand themselves and really unmask, like take off the mask that you have been putting on over the years and the expectations of other people, and look at who are you, now, what leadership style approach do you actually want to have, and what is the impact that you want to make? And then let's make decisions about how you're showing up from that place, rather than assumptions of how you should be showing up as a leader because of what you've seen in the past or what you think is expected of you. So it's been really beautiful. I love working with these types of women because they are typically the women who are the A players in their lives, right? They're the people that seemingly have it all together, that other people go to, that other people are asking for advice. They're the ones who know how to problem solve. They're often the oldest in their family, or they are the oldest child in their family, and the one who is supporting their parents, and they're supporting their own children, or they're supporting their friends. Like they're the person who is helping everyone else. And rarely do they have a space where they get to just be themselves fully without filters. Rarely do they get a place where there is no judgment, where they're able to just unravel where they're able to unravel a little bit and then figure out what it is that they want to do. So it's my great honor to hold that space for them and allow them to see themselves and hold up a mirror when I need to show them how absolutely brilliant they are and what it is that they have achieved and where it is they could go next, because often they overlook those achievements as well. So if that resonates with you, just know that you're not alone, right? If you're like, yes, that's me, know that you're not alone. I work with a lot of people who are like that. And what is beautiful to see is us working together over 3 months or 6 months and then seeing them come out the other side feeling very assured of who they are and recognizing that they have got what it takes to tackle what is coming their way and the challenges that come with stepping up in your career and becoming that leader in different spaces. So yeah, that's what I've really been enjoying doing. And I think that for you as a listener of this show, I want to encourage you to take the time to reflect and find your space where you can unravel, find your space where you can really be honest about what you want and what is important for you. And if you want to partner with me and I can support you and create that space for you, then let's have a conversation to see whether working together would be a good fit. I have a small number of one-to-one coaching spots open, and so let's explore, and I'd love to support you. But overall, I just want to wrap up by saying thank you for being here, for rocking with me, for following along on this journey as my leadership evolves, as my business grows and moves in different directions. One thing that has been solid and that has been here for a number of years is this podcast. We've been podcasting since 2017, and I don't take it lightly that we have listeners from all over the world. And I appreciate you for tuning in. You career change makers are brilliant. You're willing to step outside the comfort zone. You're willing to get uncomfortable and not just accept the status quo. And I love that. So that is all I have for you for this episode and for this season. We're going to be back very, very soon. And I would love to hear from you. What has been your biggest takeaway this season? What have you been enjoying? Go over to my LinkedIn, send me a message, send us an email, let us know. There's also somewhere where you can send us a text on the app. If you look at the bottom of the show notes on whichever app you're listening to this podcast on, there's an option to send me a text. So I'd love to hear from you. Let me know how you are and how the podcast has been supporting you over the last few months. And I'm going to go now. I'm just getting over a cold, so you might hear my voice is a little bit croaky, but I wanted to get this episode out to you, so I recorded it nonetheless. So until next time, till we're back for another episode, I encourage you to look after yourself and keep moving towards your career goals.